Hi, it's Tian and welcome to my Synastry series. Today we are exploring the passionate energy of Mars opposing the Moon in Synastry. Mars opposite Moon in the romantic Synastry is a powerful aspect. It brings forth this intense attraction, and significant challenges can be the undercurrent of the relationship as well. And that's because there are vast differences between the Moon, which is our emotional, nurturing essence, that feminine embodiment, and then obviously Mars, which is our passionate drive, our sexual intention, and how we go after what it is that we want. So essentially it creates this push and pull environment, and there is this instinctive response to both of them because the Moon has a very instinctual nature, just as the drive of the Mars person. So there is this push and pull or combat between the emotional responsiveness and the assertive action of each individual. And where the Moon person tends to internalize and express their emotions internally, and they inwardly seek comfort and emotional reassurance, the Mars person acts on their instinct. They are often externally, without consciously pausing to reflect on their emotion. They are going after what they want. They're not taking time to take state on the situation or how they're feeling. They're just driven by drive. So the Mars person can become quite aggressive and impatient and not necessarily emotionally attuned to the Moon's person's needs, while the Mars person may see the Moon person as highly sensitive, highly moody, indirect in expressing their emotions, and somewhat passive. Now, this tension between the emotional expression leads to a very strong physical attraction because Mars is all about directness and what they're doing. The Moon is all about feeling and nurturing. So the Mars person may feel that the Moon person may not be assertive enough, but the Mars person certainly compensates for that as well. Whereas the Moon person may feel that the Mars individual acts too quick and jumps into things too impulsively without taking time to understand their emotional needs. Now, this may not be the case in the case of the Moon in Aries, if like myself and someone that has their Mars in Libra. This is a very different aspect because obviously the Moon in Aries is in the actual Mars-ruled sign of Aries. So this is highlighting that Moon in Aries impulsive nature being able to be reflected back by the Mars in Libra's drive and sexual expression. However, in this case, with regards to the Moon in Aries and the Mars in Libra, the Mars in Libra person can be quite indirect, which can frustrate the Moon person because of the fact that the Moon person is very direct and expressive and responsive and very much driven by their desires because they are ruled by that Moon, that Mars essence. However, with that feminine essence of the Libran Mars, this creates this confrontation. However, in this aspect specifically, being the Moon in Aries and the Mars in Libra, they do tend to balance each other out because of this masculine and feminine face of, like, the masculine essence of Mars is embodied by the feminine, very ultra feminine sign of Libra, and then vice versa, the very feminine Moon energy is embodied by that very strong masculine essence of the Aries archetype. So moving forward, the emotional clashes and frustration between these two individuals that do have, no matter what the sign is, the Mars in opposing the Moon, creates this approach of directness that forbids them from exploring the emotional undercurrents of the Moon person. So this can lead to arguments in the relationship that can escalate quite quickly because the Mars person may not actually may get impatient and frustrated, while the Moon person's responsiveness and emotional undercurrents are not being attuned to or seen by the Mars person. However, despite all of this tension, like I said, there is a strong sexual chemistry. There is an intense attraction and a physical embodiment of just sparks flying. And that's because the Mars person's direct energy and the physical assertiveness is appealing to that moon person who is drawn to their boldness, to their confidence. And with the Mars person being captivated by the moon's person feminine energy and that emotional depth, the moon person obviously reciprocates that with the Mars person's masculine essence. So it's this sexual drive and sexual chemistry that's undeniable. And despite the fact that there's tensions and emotional undercurrents, there is this strong physical sphere of explosive energy that enables the relationship and the physical intimacy to kind of surpass all of that emotional undercurrent. So it's important to understand ways to navigate this, and that is with the moon person helping the Mars person understand their emotional needs, express their emotional needs on more of a platonic level as opposed to going to the depths. And especially if that moon sign is in a very emotional sign like Cancer or Scorpio even, or something like that, there is this reactivity. However, if the moon is in Scorpio, in saying that Scorpio is actually co-ruled by Mars, so that actually rules itself out. But yeah, in that really ultra emotional sign, it's important to be able to express your feelings as opposed to being attacked. So in psychology, we talk about going like, I feel this when you do this, can you please do that? I need some space to process my emotions. You go and exhaust all your energy in positive ways while I go and express my emotions in positive ways in a different environment to you. And the Mars person must learn how to slow down, and that is attuning to the needs of the moon person, yes, but it's also attuning to other parts of their chart. So it's about recognizing the moon's person's need for time to process and feel heard and understood, and be able to connect with that empathetic, compassionate nature of the moon person, and or remove themselves from the environment in a loving and compassionate and nurturing way. And even just explain, look, I'm sorry, like I feel that you know, I know you're feeling lots of things at the moment, but I don't know how to sit with you in this because I cannot, feel them myself. So what would you like me to do? Would you like me to sit here and hold you, or can I go can I do something for you? It's like that Mars, it's like that assertive action. What can I do to help you? And physically, the moon person giving the Mars person a job to do would be very beneficial in this instance as well. And it's about also respecting the emotional rhythms of one another. Yes, you're polar opposites in the way that you connect with that masculine and feminine drives or emotions and things like that, but there is this strong availability to connect with one another should you choose to do so. So it's about exploring these emotional clashes and elements of frustration with love and nurturing energy, and being able to balance out your own energy in different ways, or exploring other facets of the chart, like where the Mars person's moon is, and being able to connect with the moon in that realm and step away from that Martian energy a little bit as well. So I hope this helped you better understand this energy. And of course, if you want a Synastry reading, please do reach out. I love astrology, I love psychology, and I love helping relationships grow and thrive, and obviously connecting people in new relationships and making sure that they're investing their time wisely. So if this is you, please reach out, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and blessings to you and your relationship, and all the best with your Mars and Moon opposition.